Arsenal, Arsenal. Oh, my bloody Arsenal. I just feel for all the Arsenal Football Club fans out there, everywhere, anywhere in the world. They just messed it up. They could have, they were so hopeful. It was still in their hands to make it to the top four, but it's not gonna happen. Just lost 2-0 away to Newcastle, and it's just not happening for Arsenal. Let's just start from the start of the season. What exactly has happened, and how Arsenal are where they are, and what else they could have done, and how things panned out for them. Go back to the start of the 2021 Premier League season. Arsenal are the team which spent most in the Premier League last season. They spent more money in transfer market than Man City, than Chelsea, than United, than any other club in the Premier League. Of course, Arteta got the backing of the club, the board, the management. They all backed him. They're still backing him. Arsenal spent close to 150 million pound money in the market. They signed Ben White from the Brighton for 50 million. They signed Ramsdale from Sheffield United for close to 40 million. They brought back Odegaard around close to 40 million. He was there on the loan in the last season. Then they brought him back, and they signed Tavares, the fullback. They signed Lokanga, and it was close to 140, 150 million pound, the most money spent by a team. And you were hopeful, Arsenal fans were hopeful that they are bringing in the money, they are signing the quality players, and this is gonna lift their team into the next level, and they're gonna have a good season because all was signed by Arteta. They were the player Arteta wanted. He wanted those players. But then look at the start of the season. The first game of the Premier League, away at Brentford, Arsenal lost 2-0. Then second game, difficult game against Chelsea. They lost 2-0 again. Then against the champion Man City, they lost 5-0. Three game, they conceded 9 goals, scored none. How nightmare of a start that was for Arsenal. Of course, some of the player wasn't there. Gabriel, the centre back, was injured. Thomas Partey wasn't there. It was first game for Ben White in the team. Ramsdale just getting into the team. So of course it wasn't a settled team. But three game, such a nightmare of a start to campaign, and talk was there as usual. But Arsenal showed a lot of character, lot of grit. They came back hard. Ben White found his place. Gabriel centre back came to the team. Ramsdale started. Partey came back. Saka started scoring. Still, he's the top scorer for Arsenal. Smith Rowe showed a lot of promise. Odegaard, really quality player up front, but still Arsenal just couldn't get to where they wanted toward the end of the season. It was in their hand. They lost to Newcastle, and now if they win their last game in the hand, it's not going to happen because Spurs only just need a draw and they're going to play against Norwich. Spurs just need a 1 point and they will be fine. Unless Spurs lose their game to Norwich and Arsenal win their last game. That's the only way, which looks really glim, but things can happen in football. As we all know, football is beautiful one day, it is brutal the very next day. And for Arsenal fans, it's just heartbreaking. It's just heartbreaking. They were so close, they still couldn't get where they wanted, and it's just not happening for Arsenal. So we're going to talk about what exactly Arsenal are still missing after spending close to 150 million. They do spend 150 million in the last market, the most by a team in the Premier League last season, but there's still so much of work to do. I think one position, let's start from the back. Full back, Tavares, it's not going to happen for Arsenal. They simply need a quality, promising, a very potential good quality right back there. Paul Tierney is a quality left back. He need to be supported with a quality right back. I think their defense is quite sorted. Ben White and Gabriel is a good pairing of a defender. Goalkeeper is extremely good. Ramsdale is one heck of a signing. He has shown what he's capable of. He's very good keeper, and he's gonna be there. He's gonna be a top performer for Arsenal for many years to come. I think first problem for Arsenal, they need to sign a fullback. Tavares isn't good enough. Second spot, I think Arsenal need to resolve. Arteta and Arsenal need to sign a very good midfielder. Xhaka, of course, they brought him for 40 million, but I still don't think so. He is doing what Arteta or Arsenal fan wanted him to do. They need to strengthen their midfield. They need to sign one fullback, right back. They need to sign a midfielder. Thomas Partey is good. They have a good attacking midfielder in Odegaard, Smith Rowe. Lokanga is there. I think Partey is a good player. He need a very good midfielder around him. So Arsenal need to sign fullback and a midfielder. And obviously Aubameyang is gone. He isn't there. Martinelli is very promising player. Saka is scoring their top scorer. They need out and out number 9. Of course, there was so much talk of Gabriel Jesus from Man City making a move to Arsenal, but now Champions League football looks all but gone. I doubt that move gonna happen. Even if that happens, that's a good signing. Jesus is still a very capable guy who's gonna give you maybe 15 around that number. He's a hardworking guy and he can give you good amount of goals. But that's the one area Arsenal also need to strengthen. They need a striker for sure. They need a fullback, they need a midfielder, they need a striker, and rest I think Tierney is good at left back, keeper is sorted, defense looks good. These are the area. They need a midfielder, fullback, and a striker. It's been a fourth season without Arsene Wenger for Arsenal, and they still haven't been able to make to the Champions League spot. They finished outside fourth for the fourth time in a row. If the which is very likely that's going to happen because Spurs most likely going to win their game, or even a draw would help them to finish inside top four. So four seasons in a row, Arsenal. A lot of faith has been shown in Mikel Arteta by the board, the management. Of course, he got the money from the board. They signed a lot of players, as we said, most money spent in the Premier League in the last season. Arsenal was there. Arsenal were there. So obviously, Arteta, do you think he's under pressure? I certainly do think, because this is what they wanted from the start of season. If you're Arsenal fan, if you're Arteta, if you're Arsenal board, you have spent close to 150 million, and now you are thinking we should make it to the top four. We have a squad at least to go and compete for the top four. That's how we see our team toward the end of the season. And now it's the end of season. It hasn't happened again for the Arsenal. It was in their hand, but they lost to Newcastle. They dropped point against, they lost to Spurs as well, direct rival to top four spot, and so it's not happening. So Mikel Arteta will feel the pressure, but Arsenal fans are trusting in the process, and I think that's the right call, because he's a good manager. He's learned from the very best. He's learned from Pep Guardiola. He knows how to play from the back. He's also a possession-based guy, very sharp movements, and believe in playing very possessive and attractive football. Of course, he isn't close to a world-class manager, but he's learning, he's sharp, he's good with his tactics. I just think he will be under a bit of pressure after Arsenal finishing outside top four after that much of spending. But I think Arsenal board shouldn't stop here with the spending. They should go into the market. They should buy a fullback, because with Tavares, you're not gonna get that quality in the left back, right back position. You need a quality right back. You need a quality midfielder to accompany the likes of Odegaard, Thomas Partey, and Lokanga. You need someone who can dictate the terms, dictate the pace of the game, and hold that midfield quality along with Partey. And of course, you need a striker who can score those goals, who should be in those positions at crunch times and help your team go forward. Of course, it's a difficult time for Arsenal and their fans. They were expected to finish in the top four. It was in their hands, but somehow, you can say it's not going to happen for them. It's a heartbreaking kind of stuff, but I think Arteta will feel the pressure after finish outside top four. But I think since board has backed him for 2 years, they should invest in those three crunch positions: fullback, midfielder, and a striker. And I believe Arteta is still the right man for Arsenal. They need to address those three areas. If they can still come back stronger next season. They can certainly finish in the top four. But it's once again very frustrating for Arsenal fans. They're going to finish outside top four for the fourth season in a row since Wenger left. It hasn't happened for Arsenal. But I think Arteta is still the right man. He's going to make things happen. He just needs backing. He just needs more money to spend in some crunch position, because Arsenal are there, but still not quite there. But they will be there if they make those crunch signings in the position which they are vulnerable. But I still believe in Arteta. I think Arsenal fans, it was tough time, but it won't last for long. Just hang in there.